I've made so many mistakes on my YouTube channel, but I've never let those stop me from creating. And if you've made mistakes on your channel, you should never let those get you down. Because from mistakes, you're gonna learn what actually works to grow your channel. So I teamed up with a group of YouTubers, and we're going through some of our biggest mistakes that we made starting out on the platform so that you can learn from our mistakes and hopefully you can avoid making some of these yourself. Now, before we get into this treasure chest of knowledge, there is so much information packed into this video. I just want to mention, all of these creators have really cool channels. So if you find value out of this video and you like what you're hearing, take a few minutes after you're done watching this video and go check out all these creators' channels. They put a ton of time and a ton of effort into the content that they're creating, and you never know. You might have never have heard of some of these creators, but you might find a new channel that really resonates with you. All right, I'm gonna start this video off with going through one of my biggest mistakes starting out as a vlog channel. Yes, if you guys don't know my story at all, I actually started as a travel vlog channel. And my biggest mistake that I made when I first started that channel was just winging it. I thought that, I could press that record button and things would just come out naturally. And in the process of filming like my day, whatever it is that I was doing, that would become an interesting vlog. I made so many videos in this way where I just flipped on the camera, hit record, and tried to see what I could come up with. And let me tell you, it just doesn't work. So I made 200 videos that first year and I had like no growth whatsoever because I had no focus, I had no structure. There wasn't a whole lot to my process beyond just like hitting record and trying to capture the moments throughout the day. Now, there's a lot of benefits in shooting in that style. I learned a ton about just creating YouTube videos, and I really got a chance just to experiment and play without a huge audience, giving me all this negative feedback about me doing things wrong. So you're gonna hear this throughout this video. We have a few other creators that are gonna talk about different ideas when it comes to, having some more focus on your channel, because that's super important. And also storytelling, because that's a theme that you're just gonna continually hear throughout this video and also just throughout your journey here on the platform. All right, I'm gonna pass it off to Benji next because he has a mistake that I really think you guys need to hear.
Hi, my name is Benji Travis and I'm from the channel Video Influencers. The biggest mistake I made when starting out on YouTube was having multiple channels. I got really excited, had different ideas, so I started different places to upload those different ideas to different channels. And the result was not a lot of consistency. I couldn't keep the momentum up. I wasn't able to respond to all the comments and the engagement. And so if you have one channel, you can put all of your efforts, all that momentum is going to be in one place. So that sole focus is so important to give you the best chance of success. I know a lot of you think, I'm going to start this channel about this specific niche topic, but then I want to have a vlog channel for more organic, casual type of videos to connect with my audience. When you're first starting out, in fact, most creators, when they're first starting out, they have one channel that they're completely prioritizing and they're super focused on, and it helps them build that momentum so they get traction to have success on YouTube.
I 100% agree with Benji on this because there are times where I've considered starting a second channel. If you've been following my videos for a little while, you'll hear that I've been kind of like in this weird position where I want to shoot this kind of video over here, but I've been shooting this and I'm kind of like lost in what I want to create. And a lot of you have reached out and said, well, why don't you just start a second channel? The issue is, as soon as you start a second channel, a second endeavor, you're essentially pulling time away from the main channel. And so for me, if I was to split my time between two channels, I'm not going to find success on either one because I'm going to be splitting my time creating videos, splitting my time editing, splitting my time doing everything it takes to build a channel, because it does take a ton of time and a ton of effort and a lot of work to make this whole thing go. And look at some of the big creators you see on the platform. Most of them have one channel and they might have a team surrounding them. So take this into consideration. If you have multiple channels or you're trying to start multiple channels, take a step back and look at, what you actually want to do. And instead of, splitting your time, maybe focus in on one endeavor. and really see if you can make that take off. And then down the road, if you really want to do multiple channels, maybe you can set up a team so that you're not spending so much time trying to create content for all of these different things, and you'll be able to make multiple channels work. But especially people who are starting out, one channel. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Leela next because she has another mistake that I know you guys need to hear.
Hey, my name is Leela, and the biggest mistake that I made when I just started YouTube was that I was over-consuming content, hoping to become a better creator. And spoiler alert, it doesn't work. When I just started YouTube and I saw the initial growth, I was beyond excited, but I was also nervous. This meant that there were more eyeballs on me, it meant that there were more expectations of me, or so I thought. So I felt like I had to be better. My production quality had to increase, my overall quality had to increase, the quality of me had to increase. So what I started to do is I started to watch videos and more videos, and I started to watch more videos because I was hoping to be inspired, to get new ideas and to learn things to become a better creator. But this consumption, or actually overconsumption, kept me from creating my own stuff. It kept me from going outside and having fun and learning these new camera angles by myself because I was inside. I was watching all of these videos that were supposed to help me become a better creator. And yes, I was still making my own videos, but I started overanalyzing and overthinking everything that I was doing, because not only was I getting inspired by these people and learning new things from these people, I also started comparing myself to these people. And these people are people with bigger channels, bigger productions, they have more experience, and it was just unnecessary. So I started to consume way more than I was creating. And yes, you can learn new stuff from watching all of these videos. And I certainly have learned a lot from watching other people's videos. But what actually really helps you become a better creator? Creating.
So this really resonates with me. Recently, I actually changed my YouTube header to be create more, consume less, because there's a trend that happens here on the platform. We'll log into YouTube, the homepage will pop up, and there'll be a bunch of videos, and you'll be like, oh, I want to watch that, and I want to watch that, and I want to watch that. And then you'll start going down this rabbit hole where you're watching video after video after video. Happens to me all the time where I'll get sucked into this wormhole of videos. Now that's exactly what YouTube is trying to do, and that's what you want people to do when they come and consume your content. But as creators, you don't want to get wrapped into this world of just consuming and not creating. So one massive tip when it comes to just consuming, because we do need to consume so that we can do research and just so we can keep ourselves entertained, because this is a community. You want to be part of the community. But one thing that I found that's worked really well is set up times for viewing. So for me, I might set up a Monday where I do 4 to 5 hours of just all the videos that I wanted to consume within that week. So if I see something pop up, I'll put it in my watch later playlist. Then when that day and that time comes up where I've set aside to watch videos, that's when I'll go through and consume, rather than just watching a video here, watching a video there, because all of those individual videos that you watch in between everything that you're doing, it adds up. And then that ends up taking a ton of time away from the whole process of creating. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're splitting your time and say you're consuming all this different content in between, like a little bit of writing, a little bit of shooting, a little bit of editing, you're never going to get anything done. And you might see an entire week go by and you got like one video done where you could have actually made multiple videos if you just scheduled your time properly and didn't over consume. So create more, consume less. All right, so next up is Lee, and he has got another mistake that you need to hear.
Yo, what's up? My name is Lee Zavitz. I'm a photographer, DP, YouTuber here in Toronto, Canada. And one mistake I kind of regret now, looking back when I first started uploading videos to my channel, was that I didn't take this whole YouTube thing all that serious. And I have a feeling this probably resonates with a lot of us starting out, because most of us went into this with no intention of things ever taking off. And when I say serious, I just mean that I didn't consistently upload. I just did it when I felt like it, and I wasn't staying consistent, and the growth of my channel was really slow. And I get it. If you were to watch a video and enjoy that content, you're usually going to check out what else the creator's done. And if it's been months since the last upload, there's a good chance you probably won't subscribe. But if you saw that they had like 1 or 2 uploads a week, you're like, okay, awesome. I'm guaranteed fresh new content all the time. boom, subscribed. So back to my own channel, after about 1.5 years in, I made a deal with myself that I would put out one video a week no matter how busy I was. And because of that consistency, I started to see a lot of growth on my channel within the first couple months. And I noticed that I got better on camera, I noticed that my editing was better, and basically just everything overall got better because I was doing it so often. All that said, my mistake was not being more consistent from the beginning. And looking back now, I know for sure that if I had done that, I would have seen faster growth early on. Now, I'm sure a lot of you might look at one video a week as a huge mountain to climb, and I'll be honest, it's not that easy. But believe me when I say this, that the benefits will outweigh the hard work. And, it's awesome to have resources like this video from tips on people who have overcome those obstacles to share with you guys so you don't have to go through the same things.
Lee is spot on with this tip. Consistency is key. One thing you might not know about my journey is that I've had multiple channels over the years, and I started like 9-10 years ago. I've had like these smaller channels that I've kind of played around with. I dabbled in the YouTube space, like I'd create some videos and then go months without creating anything. And I would just hope that something would happen and that my channel would take off. Like, it's always been in the back of my head. I came to LA to get into the Hollywood scene, and I found out pretty fast that the Hollywood scene is not where I want to be. Just to give you a quick little background, I went to film school. I went and did one of the big Hollywood internships where I worked underneath a massive director. I ran and got him coffee every day. I had to have that coffee on his desk in a specific way with the stick just right over the cup, and it had to be a certain temperature. And if it wasn't, I would be sent back and have to do it again. And I did that for 9 months. I worked day after day for this guy, and I did everything that they asked me to do. And at the end of that internship, I got kicked out the door with nothing to show for it. And that was my first experience with the Hollywood system after college. Now, the best part about that whole internship is I wasn't paid a dime. I had to pay for all my gas, I had to use all my time, and I wasn't making any money in those 9 months. So that really turned me off from Hollywood. But it wasn't until years later that I actually started this channel and really got into the world of YouTube. I should have started my channel right then and just started really getting consistent and putting video after video after video every week. But I just dabbled in it for the next few years and kept trying to, get into this Hollywood system. And look, if you want to do YouTube, if you want to be a creator on this platform, there is endless amounts of opportunities now. And the cool thing is we can all thrive together because this is a community. This isn't like this person's big and you have to work your way up to get, no, we're all in this together. So if you really want to make this happen, really take Lee's advice and get consistent. Shoot a video a week. Even if it's tough, just put out a video. And if you don't have the time to go shoot crazy B-roll and this big story and all that, well, that's fine. Create a video like this. Put your camera down and just talk to the camera. Consistency and action are the keys to success on the platform. Just turn on your camera and create and have some intention and structure to what it is that you're creating. So I'm going to pass it off to Mark here because he's got a mistake that you really need to hear that's going to build on what we were just talking about.
Hey Jeven, it's Mark here from Editor's Keys in the UK. And for your viewers who may not know who I am, I'm the founder of Editor's Keys and we make these color-coded shortcut keyboards, and I also run the Editor's Keys YouTube channel. Now, when we started to take our YouTube channel seriously a few years back, I was really unsure about what we should film. We can't just do videos about keyboards all day, that would be pretty dull. So we ended up doing videos about absolutely everything, and this was our huge mistake. We had videos about iPhones, about tablets, about recording gear, about our travel, about our office life, all of that kind of stuff. And there was just no consistency there at all. And it was when I met you at the NAB show, you gave me some super great advice.
My big video that took me off was around the DJI Mavic Pro. So I started just doing some reviews, talking about the features, and then I realized it was a popular topic. That's when it clicked for me that search is so important. And then I started doing more tutorial around drone content. So how to, 10 tips to fly a drone or 10 things to do with your drone and, get better looking footage, different ways to control the camera. That whole series that I did around the DJI Mavic Pro made my channel explode.
So the advice you gave me was to really narrow down our niche and have a really focused channel. So that's exactly what we did. We stopped doing videos about anything and everything, and then we started to do videos that are much more about the creation process, the editing process, or the filmmaking process. And that's really helped our growth. We went from pretty much flatlining to seeing our subscriber base grow by about 400%. So when we saw you, we had about 2,000 subscribers, and now we have well over 13,000 subscribers in less than 10 months. And that's all thanks to your advice. So thanks very much.
You are going to hear this mistake time and time again. Variety channels do not work. And there's a lot of creators out there that come up to me and they say, well, so-and-so did a variety channel and so-and-so did. Well, yes, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Like there might be a creator who's just very good on camera and people want to watch anything that he creates. Someone like Casey Neistat, he can put out a video about anything and people are most likely going to watch it. But most of us aren't going to be able to do that. So you're going to want to niche down and you're going to want to have one topic and one audience that you're focused around. So let me give you a massive tip when it comes to your channel. Let's say that you're in the filmmaking space. Well, that's a great topic and niche to go after, but you really need to narrow down even more. And what I mean by that is, say you're in filmmaking, there are so many different topics that you could cover in the filmmaking space. You could be talking about editing in Final Cut and Premiere, in After Effects. You could be talking about Sony cameras, Panasonic cameras. You could be doing tutorials on lighting. You can be doing tutorials on camera. You could be doing tutorials on lenses, on audio. There are so many topics that you can cover. So you really need to narrow down your focus even more. Now, yes, you can cover a variety of topics in your niche. And on my channel, I've covered a ton of different stuff and I've realized that it's actually hurt me in the long run. So one thing that you can do to really start structuring the way that you build out your channel within a niche is come up with series. So when you build out a series, think of it like a playlist. If somebody is going to jump in this playlist, it's going to be the same type of content throughout all the videos. And somebody would be interested in all of those videos because say someone's interested in audio. Well, you could create a whole batch of videos that's all about audio. So someone goes from video 1 to video 2 to video 3. Now you don't have to set it up where it's a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, but think of it in terms of like all of these fit together. Now, when you start thinking in this way and you have say 4 or 5 series on your channel, you're going to be more focused and people are going to have more of an idea of what you are doing as a creator. So if I was to just throw up a Premiere tutorial on this channel, it just doesn't make sense because I've never done a Premiere tutorial. I've done a lot of Final Cut, but even that is a little bit of a deviation from what I typically do. So this has been evolving for me, and this is something that I have been working on. It's a mistake that I made was too much variety within my niche. So I'm narrowing down even more into certain verticals. And so try to come up with a list of series that makes sense for your audience and test it. Everything on YouTube is a test. You got to try something. If it resonates with your audience, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, well, go on to something else. So I've come up with like 4 or 5 series that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to do a video a month for each of these series. And that's going to take me through month after month. And what happens is after a few months, I'll be able to say this series is working, this series is not. I'm going to look at how my audience is responding to the videos, and I'm also going to look at the data that I'm getting the YouTube's back end, because YouTube provides a ton of data on watch time, views, audience retention, subscribers, everything. So use that data and take those series that are working and keep making videos within those verticals. And if something's not working, pivot a little bit. See if you could do something different within that vertical, or maybe pick a new topic. Get experimental, try something new. But don't just throw everything on your channel under this umbrella of filmmaking and expect that your channel is going to take off. You really have to have focus, and you really have to make data-driven decisions. So the biggest takeaway that I want you to get from this video is that all of our channels are unique. What works for one channel might not work for another channel, so we're inevitably all going to be making mistakes at some point. But don't let those get you down. If you make a mistake and something doesn't work, take your data and take your audience and see what you can change to actually turn that mistake into something that will help you grow your channel. All right, guys, if you want to see another video about mistakes that YouTubers make, I did another one of these collabs. You can watch it right here, and I'll see you on the next video.